For me, whenever I use Django, static files was always a pain. For a framework to claim that they have everything in the kitchen sink, their support for static files is really poor. So Masonite strives to have static files down pat right out of the box. If you look on the left-hand side here, we have a directory called storage. We have a compiled, a static, and an uploads. Our compiled file is for compiling Sass. For that, you'll need the libsass package. We'll talk about that in a later tutorial. Right now, we're going to focus on the static folder. Anything inside the storage folder is accessible right out of the box in your templates. To get to that, you'll see in our config, we have a couple of configuration files. We're focusing right now on the storage file. If you look down here, we have a static files constant. We have some comments that'll explain kind of what they do. We have the folder, which is again the storage static, and then we have the alias that we'll want to use inside our templates. What this will do is it will call white noise, which the entire application is wrapped in a white noise instance. It'll call white noise, ask for this, and in return get this. And it does the same thing for the other three. So what this is doing is that whenever we call static, it'll look in this folder. If it doesn't find anything, then it'll look in this folder, and it can't find anything, it'll look in this folder. That's only because all these statics are the same. So let's go ahead and walk through how we'll actually render a picture in our template. So I went ahead and downloaded a Pikachu picture. Let's go ahead and copy that. And we're going to throw that right in our file. So mine's at desktop, tutorial, again, storage, and static. And let's just call this a new folder. And we'll say image, and we'll throw it in there. Awesome. So just for naming purposes, let's go ahead and rename this to Pikachu. Now again, if we go back to our application, it's in static/image/pikachu.png. So in our previous tutorial, we made a dashboard HTML. Let's go ahead and try to get this now. So we have image source. Now again, we have static, which again, if we look in our config, it'll look in static. If it can't find it there, since this and this is called the same thing, it'll look in compiled, and then it'll look in uploads. So we're just focused on the static. So it should be static/image/pikachu.png, and that's it. Let's go ahead and run the server. And go here, go to dashboard, and we have our image. You can do the same thing with CSS files or anything else. Now, if you want to just condense this down to say image, you would just go to your storage configuration, add a new one called image, and where do you want to default it to? Static/image. Now let's go ahead and refresh and see if that works. And we still have it. That is static files in a nutshell. In later tutorials, we'll talk about how you can actually compile Sass, but for now, we'll stick to the basics. I'll see you next tutorial.